What's up everybody, welcome to another video. Hope you're doing well. I'm super excited today. Any minute now the doorbell can ring and the postman can be here with a very interesting and very expensive package. Now in this package we should have some really beautiful, really rare and really expensive shrimp from a professional German shrimp breeder, and they're gonna go into my red plants only aquascape. So this 35-liter Scapers tank from Dennerle is the most recent addition to my aquarium collection. I've set this up in the beginning of September, so I would say it's about 6 weeks old right now, I think. It's still a work in progress, but this is going to be a almost like a Dutch style tank with only red plants. So all the foreground plants are already red, but here in the midground and in the background we still have 3 plants that need a bit more time to be completely red. So here in the middle we have a special type of Bacopa. This is Bacopa Salzmani, and hopefully in a few weeks it should look like this. Then on the left side here we have Rotala arcuata, and hopefully in a few weeks it should look like this. And on the right we have Rotala Atra, and hopefully in a few weeks it should look like that right there. So this aquarium needs a bit more time, but I think once everything is completely red it's gonna look absolutely stunning. Now a few weeks ago I uploaded the making of video of this aquarium, and in the comments I asked you guys like, hey, what kind of fish should we put in here? And you guys gave some really good suggestions. The original plan was to go for either some green rasboras or some blue neons, just to contrast with all the red plants. So I was almost ready to go and buy the fish, but then I got this opportunity to try some of those fancy shrimp, and I thought that would actually be really nice as well. But there was one problem though, because these shrimp are not your typical cherry shrimp that can survive in any water parameters and any temperature that you throw at them. These are some very sensitive shrimp that need special water parameters, so we had to make a few changes. The biggest change that I had to make was actually the water itself, because all my aquariums are actually just running on simple tap water, just straight from the tap without any additives, no dechlorinator, nothing, super simple. But these shrimp, they actually need reverse osmosis water. Now luckily I had been messing around with some RO water in the past, so I still had one RO filter. So that was an easy change to make. So basically in the past 2 weeks I've been slowly changing this aquarium from tap water to RO water. I didn't want to do it just in one go, just drain the whole aquarium, drain all the tap water and then immediately fill it back up with 100% RO water. I don't think the plants will be very happy with that, because then they go from KH 8 or 9 to KH 0 or 1. So I did it very slowly, just small water changes a few times a week, and right now I think we have the perfect water parameters for these shrimp. Now to get these perfect water parameters you need to add some minerals back to the RO water. So that's what I did with this stuff right here. This is B Shrimp Mineral GH+. So in here you have some salt basically, and with every 20 liters of RO water you need to add a scoop of this powder, and then you can basically remineralize the RO water until you have the perfect water parameter. So this stuff raises the GH of the water, but it does not raise the KH, and that's basically what we need for these special shrimp. Now because I'm using an external filter on this aquarium, I also had to make sure that that is shrimp safe. So I put a little sponge over the intake from the filter, because we don't want any small shrimps getting sucked into that external filter. So that is good now, and I've also added a heater in the back. That wasn't the plan originally. If I was just keeping fish, I will just keep this aquarium on room temperature. I mean the room is heated, and that is fine for most fish. But for the shrimp I want to be extra cautious, extra safe. So I've added a heater, and I think it's set to 23 degrees Celsius, which should be perfect for them. I've also added this funny looking thing right here. You guys might be wondering what that is. I think it's called an oxidator. Basically it just supplies extra oxygen. I'm also injecting CO2 for the plants, so I want to make sure that the oxygen levels are also good for the shrimp. So that's another thing I did. And something else which was really hard for me is I did not clean the algae. So there's some algae on the glass here, there's some algae on the plants. Yeah, basically everywhere there's a little bit of algae. I kind of left it because I want the shrimp to have some algae available for them, because that's a good natural food source for them. And I want that to be available for them, of course. And the last thing I did is I've added some catappa leaves, so there's still some pieces floating on the surface. Catappa leaves are good for shrimp. You know, they release some tannins, and after a while they start to grow some microorganisms on them as well, which is a good food source for the shrimp. So I think that's it. So that was just a brief explanation of how I prepared this aquarium for the shrimp. Now we just need to wait for the postman to arrive here. I am a little bit nervous. Normally when I buy fish or shrimp, I always just go to a shop and just pick them out myself. This is the first time I have something being sent to me by post. So I'm a little bit nervous. I hope they will all arrive here in good condition and good health. So fingers crossed. Right, here we go. Postman arrived right on time, but I was not expecting this huge box. I thought it was like gonna be like a tiny box, but let's see. Let's open it up and let's see what's inside. Here we go. Heat pack. Still nice and warm. Oh, hey, look at those beautiful shrimp. Just joking, of course. You guys ready for this? You guys are probably not going to be able to see anything in here, but in here we should have 10 or 11 Galaxy Pinto tigers. And these are some really special shrimp. So let's get these out of the bag. Let's start drip acclimating them, and then we can take a better look at them. Okay, now we can get a bit of a closer look at them. So I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yes, 10 Galaxy Pinto tiger shrimp. So I'm going to start drip acclimating these guys, and then we can talk a little bit more about them. Okay, so the shrimp are currently drip acclimating. Now I'm sure most of you already know what drip acclimating means. Just in case anybody's watching who doesn't know what it means, it's basically just a very slow way of acclimating new shrimp to your water parameters. So we have a little bit of airline tubing going here, and then I've tied a knot into it here just to reduce the flow. So it's like one or 2 drops per second. That's why it's called a drip acclimation method. So this is going to take about, I would say, maybe 2 hours, probably even more. I mean, I guess the longer the better. If you want to know a little bit more information about this acclimation method, I suggest you watch this video popping up right here. This is a video from fellow YouTuber Logan Rando. He just published this a few days ago, going really in depth into this method and basically the science behind this and the science behind osmosis. Really interesting, so I highly suggest you watch that video. I'm sure you guys are wondering where I got these beautiful shrimp from, and I got them from my good friend Alexander. Alexander is the owner of Buceplanet in Germany, and he basically specializes in rare aquatic plants and rare terrarium plants as well. And he always hooks me up with some really good quality plants. I sometimes get some really rare Buceplanet from them. And some of you guys might remember the Buceplanet moss that I had in my forest style aquascape. That's what I also got from him. But recently he's also been selling shrimp. Now he does not breed these shrimp himself, he actually buys them from a very well-known German shrimp breeder. His name is Eray Aydemir. So Eray, shout out to you for breeding these amazing shrimp. If any of my European viewers are looking to get some high quality shrimp, I'll leave the information from Eray and from Alexander in the description box below. Definitely check that out. Alright, it is now the next day. Our lights just went on. I was hoping to get a few more shots of the shrimp, but they're literally all hiding in the background plants. There is one here in front, over there. I'm so happy with these guys, they're so beautiful. Last night after I added them to the aquarium, they were super active, they were all over the place. Could manage to get some nice footage, but now they're all hiding. But let's just hope they'll feel comfortable, they will enjoy their new home and potentially even make some babies. That'll be amazing. Really love to have a big group of these shrimp in here. But that is the end of the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to smash that like button, I really appreciate it. And don't forget to check out Buceplanet and maybe pick up some nice shrimp for yourself as well. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.